Hey y'all, it's Sam at Flippin' and Trippin'. I'm here along with my wife who's doing behind the camera today. We're a full-time RVing family and I run a business selling on eBay that helps us fund this trip, and I had an awesome score that I wanted to do a video about. I'll give you some backstory on it. We are down in Central Florida right now, and the place we were at like a week and a half ago, I had been looking for thrift stores and I saw this thrift store on the map, but it had no reviews, so I thought it was closed down or nothing. It didn't even have a picture up. So I just kind of skipped it in my rounds. But we were going by there when me and my wife were out one day. She's like, hey, do you want to stop in this thrift store? I didn't even see the sign. I was just kind of messing around on my phone. So I said, yeah, sure, let's go in there. So we ended up going in there and finding out the guy had literally just opened like 4 days prior. It was like a soft opening. He wasn't really completely done. He's trying to do this interesting combo of like an Amazon bin store, thrift store, and like a movie rental store with popcorn and stuff. It's definitely eclectic, but he was still setting up at the time. And so I went through and looked at the store and talked with him a little bit. Found out he'd done eBay at one time, but he just really didn't like it. He likes the people, aspect of doing a thrift store. But I found some really cool stuff. In fact, I found 7 digital cameras just kind of sitting in a row on a shelf. I'm like, wow, this is a big score. I didn't know what I was in for. So I talked to him and I got the cameras for $5 a piece. None of them had batteries or chargers. I think one had a battery, but it was a good deal. And I talked to him because he had mentioned that he gets pallets and some other stuff like liquid type stuff, liquidation type stuff. So I went ahead and said, hey, can you get some more of this stuff? He's like, oh yeah, I've got like over 100 cameras. I said, oh, okay. Can I give you my contact information? And he went ahead and he was using the Square system or whatever. He went ahead and put it in there just so we wouldn't have to keep track of it. And he said he'll give me a call. Well, I never heard anything back from him, so I didn't really think much of it. When we kind of went north for a little bit, and then we came back to Central Florida in another area, but it's only about an hour from where he was at. I happened to see a Facebook post he was posting about his thrift store. So I went ahead and contacted him and said, hey, dude, we're back in the area again. Did you ever find this camera? He said, yeah. He says, if you want, you can come the next day. I'll bring everything in. I'll get it from my supplier, and then I'll bring them in, and you can look through them. So that's what happened. I went over to his thrift store. I got a small amount of video, guys. I'm sorry, I'm not real good about doing it while I'm going out and sourcing and doing video and stuff. I'm in the moment, and it's hard to stop and do it. I did get some video, but it was so hard for me to contain my excitement when I saw what and all he had brought for me to look through. It was really hard. I just wanted to get dived in and start messing with it. My mind was on something else, so I didn't really pay attention to the video. But I've got a little clip that I'm gonna go ahead, my wife and her awesome editing skills are gonna put up here right about now. All right, so this is what a couple hundred cameras looks like. Got a whole big old box right there. Another box right here. Just trying to start going through them right now. Big old box. There is another box here. Yep, another box here. And then another box here. And then another one here.
You want to see the lenses?
His thrift store is just open. It's called Bins and Thrift, and it's in Eustis. And he's got a bunch of old lenses too.
$200 lens here.
He's got all kinds of stuff in here. He's doing thrift store. He's got a bins store that's getting set up, and he's also going to have movie rentals and popcorn. Pretty cool place. Okay, so now we're back. You guys got to see the little clip. I know, like I said, the video was not great. I didn't really open the boxes and show you a lot. So that's what I'm doing now. We actually did this in 2 parts. The first day I went, he had 6 boxes, I think total, 5 or 6 boxes total of cameras. Okay, I was seeing a lot of the fatties. I was seeing, a lot of camcorders and stuff. So I started going through box by box, and I'm trying to concentrate on looking stuff up when I can, stuff that I don't know. If it's damaged, I'm trying to look and see if maybe it's worth money for parts, all while I'm having a conversation with the owner who likes to talk about stuff, and he's a pretty cool guy, so it was interesting too. When I got through, there was a box that was kind of like this. He had them all nicely laid out, like in the boxes. This is not perfect compared to how he had it, but it looked like this. But after I got through that first row, underneath was the much smaller, thinner, newer digital cameras. We're talking Fujifilm Fine Pix, the Casio X Films, the Canon Power Shots, like those thinner ones, the 600 models up to the 1200s. the Sony Cyber Shots, row upon row in this box. And that's what this is here. The first time I ended up going through, Jennifer, you want to come over here? This is the big box that's got the really good ones, okay? You know, there's Cyber Shots in here. A lot of these don't have batteries or cards. Some of them have some pretty bad screen issues. But look at that, it's a 16 megapixel fine pix. This is a Panasonic Lumix. This is like a $100 camera, I think, right here, the 14 megapixel. I've got Samsungs out the butt. I've got Power Shots. You know, this whole thing, there's another whole row under here of all those top 4 cameras, okay? So my mind's exploding as I'm trying to go through all this, and I'm talking with him and stuff too. I made sure and grabbed the stuff that I put in this box because it was kind of spread out. And I grabbed all the Canon and Sony handycams. This whole box here is full of handycams and Canon camcorders. And there's a couple more in this box I wasn't able to fit, okay? So for all that, there's got to be over 200 cameras at least just for that. The high dollar stuff. He also had a couple of other cameras that we put in here that weren't part of the lot that he'd gotten in the store. But I went ahead and bought those too. Some of these cameras are worth about as much as these are, but these are the ones he had separate. So I've got a pretty nice Lumix here with good screen. Here's another Samsung right here, and that's a good one. And then kind of a high dollar Sony one. So these were part of the deal too. And besides that, I got a little bit extra stuff. I got a pair of Ray-Ban aviators with a case. These are completely brand new. And then of course I got a video game and a couple of DVDs. So all things considered, with the camcorders in this box here and that stuff here, I paid $650. That's it. Okay. That's got to be less than $3 a camera, because I'm pretty sure when I get done counting through this, there's going to be at least $200 because they're so small. You know, they're taking up the box. So that left about 3 boxes mainly. There were some older Olympus, which I was looking up. They weren't really great. There was a lot of Kodak Easy Shares, and there was a lot of HP, the HP printer ones. I can't remember what the name is off the hand, but I kind of left those there. And you're probably thinking in the video, you're like, why did you do that? Because I was thinking in my head, I need high sell-through rate stuff. You know, I want stuff that's going to go at least $20 to $30, and that's what this box and the camcorders are. Even broken, you know, most of these I'm still going to make $15, $20 profit on. But luckily then, when I was laying in bed with my wife, I started talking. I'm like, I think I should have gone back and got those cameras, because I'm thinking I've got a $20 item that takes up the space of 3 of those Kodak Easy Shares. That's $20, and I could sell those Easy Shares and make at least $10 profit on them. And some of those Easy Shares, actually, when I started looking them up, there are some models that are worth a decent amount. So I contacted them and said, hey, I'm actually thinking about going and picking up the rest that are there. What kind of deal can we do? So he said, if you want to come by in the morning, I can give you what's left of all the cameras for another $300. So that's this box here. There's a lot of the Kodak Easy Shares. There's some good, actually some of the good models in here. I need to go back through these so far. The 653s are pretty good. There's some Olympuses and stuff in here, but a lot of it's mainly the Kodaks and the HP. There are some of the Sony ones that kind of like had some bad problems that I kind of left. Some screen issues and stuff. But even if I just lot some of this stuff together and throw it up on eBay, I'm making the $300 back, and there's still a lot of profit. Like in here, disregard the video cameras because that's part of the original buy. You can see there's some bigger, there's a couple of Nikon, the bigger Nikon Coolpix. This is a P80, which is in decent shape. One of the bigger Kodaks. I do have some of the bigger, I call them lens cameras. I don't know what they're actually called in one of the other boxes. But some of the HPs and stuff. So those I'm going to have to go through. The Photo Smarts, that's the one I was thinking of. So I've got that here. This box and everything in this box, which this is the bigger cameras. Some of the Olympuses, some Kodaks. There's also some Sonys, a couple of Sonys in here. The Mavicas that aren't really worth a whole lot. And there's one other thing. And this is all part of that $300 deal. There is a ton of the iFlip cameras in here, okay? So I want to say there's got to be at least 15 of those in here. Most of them are in pretty good shape. Another reason why I went ahead and got that $300 box is, of the really good box that I got, was all of them are going to require batteries and chargers. So I'm going to have to figure out what models will match up, buy a couple of different batteries and charger sets, see what's going to work before I go spend a bunch of money out, and then go ahead and purchase it. Yeah, we're at the campground, so there's some people in the background coming. The good thing about these, like the Easy Shares and stuff, is they take normal batteries. Like I have less investment to see if I can get them working. You know, all I gotta do is put normal batteries in there and see. So that was the other reason. So this is what I got, guys. $650 and then another $300. The sky is the limit. I have no idea how much profit here. You can tell just by looking at this box, if you know those 4 or 5 brands, these are all good cameras, even with lens issues and stuff. I can part them out $30, $40 some of these, $100 to $130 if they're actually working. I've never had a score like this before in my entire life. Honestly, and this, I gotta thank my wife for this. This is all her, because if she wouldn't have said, hey, do you want to stop at this store, this never would have happened. And in the past, she's always kind of joked with me that every time that she goes with me, she must be bad luck, because she, you know, she's never been there to help me find stuff. This is her. I've been kind of struggling with inventory until we got back down to Florida because of the winter weather. I was having to do a lot of thrifting, which I'm not fond of. And I just was not finding a lot because everybody else is in the thrift stores where we were at. Now that we're back in Florida, I'm starting to get my inventory back up again. And finding this buy just made my heart happy, because this gets us in a good place monetarily with inventory over the next month. And I've got at least 2-3 weeks worth of listings here for me, so that's awesome too. So that's where we're at. I just kind of wanted to show you guys, because I know you guys get bored sometimes with the, you know, the eBay lessons and stuff like that. Hopefully you're having this nice little camera layout and getting to see all this cool stuff that I found is something you guys are interested in too. Yeah, that's it, guys. All right, so we're gonna go ahead and be done with this video. It's Florida, humid central Florida, and it just rained, so it's really steamy out here. But thank you guys. If you like this type of content, please like, subscribe. Follow our journey, our RVing journey, and me doing eBay while we're on the road. And I'm going to try to work on better content. I know some of this stuff's kind of boring. Just give me some time. Let me learn how to do this stuff. I'll try to do more videos while I'm outsourcing and that kind of thing, because I know people like it. But for now, we're going to say goodbye. Hope to hear from you guys again, or come back and see me. Leave a comment, like, subscribe. Thank you. Bye-bye.